Every year, Apple promises a better iPhone. But this year, things might be different. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to bring one of the biggest upgrades we've seen in years. Not just a faster chip or a slightly better camera, but changes that could completely reshape the iPhone experience. We're talking about a redesigned dynamic island, Apple's first 2 nanometer processor, a powerful new camera system, faster connectivity, and even satellite internet that could work beyond emergencies. Of course, none of this is official yet. Apple hasn't confirmed anything, but based on multiple reliable leaks, we already have a pretty clear picture of what's coming. So in this video, I'll break down everything we know so far, explain what actually matters, and tell you whether the iPhone 18 Pro Max is worth waiting for. Let's jump right in. According to the latest leaks, Apple is preparing some of its biggest camera upgrades in years. It could improve low-light photography, produce more natural-looking portraits, and give photographers greater creative control, something that's usually found on professional cameras. Apple is also rumored to be using larger camera sensors and improving the telephoto lens, which should result in brighter zoom photos, cleaner night shots, and even better video quality. 1. The biggest upgrades. Now let's talk about why people are already excited. The iPhone 18 Pro Max doesn't look like a complete redesign, but once you dig deeper, several upgrades could make a noticeable difference in everyday use. One of the biggest changes is expected to be Apple's new A20 Pro processor, built using an advanced 2 nanometer manufacturing process. That might sound like a small technical detail, but it could mean faster performance, better battery life, smoother gaming, and more powerful AI features, all while using less power than previous generations. Another major upgrade could arrive in the camera system. Apple is rumored to be testing a variable aperture camera, something that's usually found on professional cameras. If this feature makes it into the final product, users could have much greater control over depth of field and low-light photography, bringing DSLR-style effects even closer to a smartphone. The front of the phone may also get a cleaner look. After several generations with the same dynamic island, Apple is reportedly shrinking it by moving some Face ID components underneath the display. If the leaks are accurate, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could finally look much closer to the all-screen design that Apple has been working toward for years, but that's only the beginning, because the camera upgrades go much further than just a smaller dynamic island, and some of them could completely change the way you take photos. 2. The display is getting better. 2. Apple probably isn't changing the screen size this year. Expect the familiar 6.9-inch display on the Pro Max. And honestly, that's not a bad thing. Apple's displays are already among the best in the smartphone industry. Instead, Apple appears to be focusing on improving brightness. Several reports suggest the iPhone 18 Pro Max could become significantly brighter than previous models. Why does that matter? Because brightness isn't just about making the screen look impressive indoors. It makes a huge difference when you're outside on a sunny day. A brighter display means better visibility, more accurate HDR content, and an overall better viewing experience, whether you're watching Netflix, editing photos, or simply checking Google Maps. If these leaks prove true, the display could become one of the easiest improvements to notice every single day. 3. The A20 Pro chip could be a bigger upgrade than you think. Now let's talk about the engine that powers everything, the new A20 Pro chip. Every year, Apple introduces a faster processor, and every year people ask the same question. Will I actually notice the difference? This time, the answer might finally be yes. According to multiple reliable reports, the A20 Pro will be built using TSMC's next-generation 2 nanometer manufacturing process. Now, I know 2 nanometers doesn't sound very exciting, but here's why it matters. By making the chip smaller and more efficient, Apple can fit more transistors into the same space. That means more performance without increasing power consumption. In everyday use, you'll notice apps opening faster, smoother, multitasking, quicker photo editing, and better gaming performance. 4. Battery life. But perhaps the biggest benefit won't be speed. It could be battery life. A more efficient processor means your phone doesn't have to work as hard to perform the same tasks. That could translate into several extra hours of real-world use throughout the day. If you're constantly charging your phone before dinner, this could be one of the most meaningful upgrades Apple has made in years. Apple Intelligence could get much smarter. Another reason this chip matters is AI. Artificial intelligence is becoming a much bigger part of smartphones, from smarter photo editing to real-time language translation, to writing assistance, to personalized Siri features. Almost everything now depends on how powerful your processor is. The A20 Pro is expected to handle these tasks much faster while keeping more processing directly on the device. That means quicker responses. 5. Better privacy. And fewer moments waiting for AI features to finish loading. Apple hasn't revealed everything it has planned, but it's pretty clear that future iPhones are being built around artificial intelligence. And this chip will be at the center of that experience. A new Apple C2 modem could finally replace Qualcomm. Another major upgrade could happen behind the scenes, and most people won't even notice it at first. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to feature Apple's second-generation C2 5G modem. Instead of relying on Qualcomm, Apple is continuing its move toward designing more of its own hardware. Why does that matter? Because when Apple controls both the hardware and software, everything tends to work more efficiently together. The new modem is expected to improve faster 5G performance, better signal stability, improved battery efficiency, stronger support for high-speed mmWave networks. That means faster downloads, smoother video streaming, and more reliable connections in crowded places like airports, concerts, and sporting events. It's one of those upgrades you may not think about until you're using it every single day. Satellite internet could change everything. Now here's a feature that almost nobody is talking about. 6. Satellite internet. Current iPhones already support satellite communication for emergency situations, but rumors suggest Apple wants to take this much further. Instead of using satellites only for emergencies, future iPhones may be able to connect to satellite networks for actual internet access when traditional cellular service isn't available. Imagine hiking through the mountains, traveling across remote deserts, camping deep in the wilderness, or simply losing signal during a natural disaster. Instead of having no connection at all, your iPhone could still allow you to browse the internet, send messages, or stay connected. If Apple brings this feature to everyday users, it would completely change what we expect from smartphone connectivity. It's easily one of the most exciting rumors surrounding the iPhone 18 lineup. 7. Release date. Let's start with something that could surprise a lot of people. For years, Apple has launched every new iPhone together in September. But according to several reliable reports, Apple may completely change that strategy in 2026. Instead of releasing the entire iPhone lineup at once, Apple is expected to launch only its premium models first. That means the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, the rumored foldable iPhone, and possibly a new iPhone Air could all arrive in September 2026. The standard iPhone 18 and the more affordable models may not arrive until spring 2027. If that happens, it would be one of the biggest changes to Apple's launch strategy in years. And honestly, it makes sense. Launching the premium models first gives Apple the spotlight during the holiday season, while giving the company another major product launch a few months later. For buyers, it also means the Pro models will get even more attention than usual. Expected price. According to the latest leaks, Apple hasn't confirmed pricing yet, but here's what analysts are expecting. iPhone 18 Pro, starting around $1,099 to $1,299, iPhone 18 Pro Max, starting around $1,199 to $1,399, depending on whether Apple raises prices this year. Now here's the big question. If you already own an iPhone 17 Pro, should you upgrade? Honestly, if these rumors turn out to be true, this doesn't feel like a normal yearly update. You're potentially getting checkmark A, much more capable camera, better low-light photography, a smaller dynamic island, a brighter display, a much faster 2 nanometer processor, better battery efficiency, improved AI performance, faster connectivity, and possibly satellite internet. That's a much bigger list of improvements than we usually see in a single iPhone generation. But there's still one important question left. Should you actually wait for the iPhone 18 Pro Max or buy an iPhone now?